Alright, so let's dive into combinations of capacitors, an essential topic for understanding how circuits manage energy storage. Whether capacitors are in parallel or in series, the way we calculate their equivalent capacitance depends on their arrangement. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to simplify complex capacitor circuits with ease and solve practical problems step by step. Capacitors in parallel. When capacitors are connected in parallel, they all share the same voltage across their plates. The total, or equivalent capacitance, is simply the sum of the individual capacitances. For example, if you have capacitors with values of 2 microfarads, 3 microfarads, and 4 microfarads, the equivalent capacitance is 2 plus 3 plus 4, which equals 9 microfarads. The total capacitance increases because the capacitors together provide more surface area for charge storage. You can think of this as connecting multiple water tanks in parallel. Each tank adds to the total water storage, just like each capacitor adds to the total charge storage. Capacitors in series. Now, let's look at capacitors in series. In this arrangement, the charge on each capacitor is the same because they are connected end to end, creating a single pathway for charge. However, the equivalent capacitance is calculated differently. For capacitors in series, the reciprocal of the total capacitance is the sum of the reciprocals of the individual capacitances. For example, if you have capacitors with values of 12 microfarads, 6 microfarads, and 4 microfarads, the calculation is 1 over 12 plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 4. Simplifying, the reciprocal of the total capacitance is 6 over 12. Inverting this gives a total capacitance of 2 microfarads. The total capacitance decreases because the capacitors share the same charge but divide the potential difference. Think of this as water flowing through pipes of varying widths in series. The narrowest pipe limits the overall flow, just like the smallest capacitor dominates the total capacitance. Combining both configurations. Many real-world circuits have capacitors arranged in both series and parallel. To simplify such circuits, break them down step by step. For example, consider a circuit with capacitors arranged as follows. Capacitors 1 and 2 with values of 3 microfarads and 6 microfarads are in series. This series combination is in parallel with a third capacitor of 12 microfarads. First, simplify the series combination using the product over sum formula. 3 times 6 divided by 3 plus 6 equals 2 microfarads. Next, combine this result with the 12 microfarad capacitor in parallel. 2 plus 12 equals 14 microfarads. The entire circuit now simplifies to a single 14 microfarad capacitor. Example problem, charge distribution in a mixed circuit. Let's tackle a problem. A circuit has a 12-volt battery connected to 3 capacitors, one of 3 microfarads, one of 6 microfarads, and one of 12 microfarads. How much charge is on the 6 microfarad capacitor? First, simplify the series combination of the 3 and 6 microfarad capacitors, which equals 2 microfarads. Add this to the 12 microfarad capacitor in parallel to get a total capacitance of 14 microfarads. Calculate the total charge using the formula charge equals capacitance times voltage. 14 microfarads times 12 volts equals 168 microcoulombs. Since the 3 and 6 microfarad capacitors are in series, they share the same charge. Therefore, the charge on the 6 microfarad capacitor is 168 microcoulombs. Practical applications of capacitor combinations. In real-world electronics, capacitor combinations are crucial. Parallel arrangements are used to increase charge storage, while series configurations handle higher voltages. Together, they ensure stable power delivery and energy storage in devices like smartphones, computers, and electric vehicles. Mastering capacitor combinations is key to understanding circuit behavior, whether you're working with basic designs or complex electronic systems. Want more practice with capacitor circuits and applications? Head over to kotc.me for interactive lessons, problem sets, and step-by-step solutions to boost your skills. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.